Hello and welcome to Knowledge, Reason, and Experience. So I am your instructor, Elliot Rossiter, and I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person this week. I have some family events that are keeping me in Ontario for the first week of September, but I will be with you in person next week. So normally in the first class, I just like to go over some introductory content, look at the syllabus, go over the course website, and answer any questions that you might have. So I thought I'd try to cover some of that in this video here. So the first thing that we'll do is you can see here the course website. If you're watching this video, then you obviously have been able to log in to see the course website. If you ever have any trouble accessing anything, really just feel free to email me, and I'm happy to help. So the course syllabus, you click on that, you should be able to see it here. And if your internet connection is good, it should load. There we go. Okay. So course is Philosophy 1103, Knowledge, Reason, and Experience. So my name is Elliot Rossiter. Please feel free to call me Elliot if you want to be informal. It's totally fine with me. Or Dr. Rossiter if you want to be formal. I'm okay with either. So we'll be meeting Thursdays, 12:30 to 3:20. Usually take a 15-minute break in there in N3412. And that is, we'll be meeting in person there next week. And my office is N3317, so on the same floor. If you, I'm happy to meet with you after class on Thursdays. That's really the best time to meet about office hours then. But I'm free at other times as well. If you want to talk about anything course related or philosophy stuff or whatever, I'm quite happy to meet in person and chat with you. So if you want to meet at other times, just send me a note. Best way to get in touch with me is by email, so rossiter@douglascollege.ca. Usually try to respond within a day or two, sometimes I'm even faster. I technically have an office phone there, but it runs through a Microsoft Teams app that I'm not 100% confident in using. So really the best way to get in touch is by email. So we'll be looking at epistemology in this class, which is one of the main branches of philosophy in terms of thinking about the nature of knowledge, what counts as knowledge, what is not knowledge, and other issues. In this kind of introductory capacity, I'll go over that in more detail next class, but please feel free to take a look at the description and the learning objectives. So questions you probably have are what kind of assignments will there be? So the first couple of first few assignments here are really one kind of big assignment, which is an abstract and a workshop and a paper that connect together. So you write an abstract and then I put you in groups together based on your abstract and you give each other feedback. This is done online and I give you all feedback and then you expand your abstract into the essay. And I'll go over that in more detail in class. There will be a reflection paper, which is another assignment you'll have, and that'll be an in-class assignment. You're welcome to bring some notes, and we'll watch a video kind of connected to epistemic injustice, and then you'll kind of connect those two things in your reflection paper. And then lastly, we'll have a midterm in class and then final exam. So I ask definition type questions and then short answer questions. And I will go over those in advance of both the midterm and the final, show what my expectations are. And then I also, for each of those, give you a sample. The questions are obviously different, but there's some overlap in content, and but it's really mostly useful to you as a study aid to just understand what the structure is of the exams and how best to study for them. Next question you might have is about textbooks. So there's no textbook that you need to buy for the class. Everything you need is freely available on Blackboard. It's a bunch of open educational resources for each week. So let's take a look at the class schedule. So first week, this week, there's no readings. We're just doing kind of intro stuff. Looking at this video, familiarizing yourself with the course website, and looking at the syllabus. And then also getting started on readings for next week. So you can take a look at those readings there. I'll show you where they are in a minute. And these are you can find all the readings kind of here in terms of what to look at, and then they're all posted on Blackboard. So the first thing that we have due is the midterm on October the 17th. and you can that will be in class, and I'll give you again a sample midterm in advance, and talk about kind of how to study for it. The there'll be a paper due in November that you'll work on primarily in terms of the abstract, comments, and the essay, and then we'll also have an in-class writing assignment on November the 14th. Last class will just really be some catch up and review of anything we didn't look up, we didn't get time to look at, and then I'll also go over a sample final exam with you. So take a look at the college's academic integrity policy. Um, especially, uh, I know that ChatGPT and other AI tools are quite popular and easy to use, but I would just ask you to not use that. I generally want to take a posture of trust towards you. I know that students really want to do the right thing, and that I'll talk about this in more detail when we get to the assignments. But really, the act of writing is really the act of thinking. And so if you shortcut the act of writing, you're shortcutting the act of thinking, and that is not going to be really useful for you. But we'll talk more about that in detail. I just ask you to not use those tools in your writing. When it comes to exams or assignments, in terms of if you missed an exam or you're late with assignments, take a look at those policies. But really, I would say about them that it's best to just communicate with me in advance if you're anticipating any challenges. I'm quite happy to help as I'm able, and it's easiest to do if you're proactive in communicating with me. So on the subject of communication, I just ask, check your email accounts on a regular basis. I send out announcements from time to time through Blackboard, and that will go to your student email account or whatever email you have linked to your student email account. So just make sure that you're checking it. And then I will also respond to emails to you within a couple of days or sooner. So again, if you have any questions that I've missed here in terms of general course stuff, please feel free to email me, or I'm also happy to book an appointment to chat with you by Zoom. Okay, so let's take a look at the course website here. So there's a little about your instructor if you're curious about me. Some biographical details. It connects to my academic website if you want to know the kind of stuff that I do research and work on. Um, you're welcome to check that out, but I will not be offended in the least if you do not look at those. I'm not going to ask you any questions about me having an exam, for instance. Please, just if you're interested, you're welcome to. Sometimes students are curious, so you can check that out if you want to, but otherwise don't read that. So readings you'll find all here in this folder. So readings for each week will be there. I've got readings here for the first 4 weeks, but I will post more readings soon as I get to them, but they'll all be up there soon eventually. So you can see here the readings for week 2. If you click on this, just look, for Rent and Byung-Chul Han, and take a look at those this coming week. So eventually other things you'll see here will be stuff about assignments. I'll post a folder about assignments, folder about exams, sample exams, for instance, and instructions. And then there will also be any lecture slides we use in class. I'll also post as well, so you have that as a study aid. So again, if you have any questions, really, please feel free to email me. I'm quite happy to help. But otherwise, I will see you next week. And I look forward to meeting you all in person, and welcome to this course.